and stress. So it's going to be a nice flow that's going to really focus on letting go of that which does not serve you. So hop on your mat, come to the top, and we're going to get started in Tadasana. So your feet are about hip width apart and your palms are facing out towards the sky. We're going to sink into this posture a bit, and we're really just going to breathe in and breathe out. Things can get really tough, and sometimes it's good to pause and just find stillness, especially stillness in your mind. It sometimes helps to hug a pet or family member. Nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Alright, coming into our sun salutation. So at the top of your mat, breathe in, hands come all the way up, stretch up, stretch nice and high, maybe even going on your tippy toes. Find length, reach through the shoulders. Exhale, hands come back to heart. Inhale up, look up to the sky, and exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step it back into our plank or half plank. Exhale to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Push away from the ground. Exhale. Coming into tabletop and down through our downward facing dog. Let's walk it out here. Every exhale, just think of yourself as getting rid of something that you don't need anymore. Or if the issues are still present, just know that we're going to take a little bit of time right here, right now, to focus just on moving with our breath. That's our only focus. Just breathe, let it out. Inhale, look up, step or hop to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, ragdoll, all the way up. Hands come above the head. Exhale to heart. Again, breathe in. Exhale. Step it back into plank. Exhale. Inhale. Maybe find a higher cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Let it out. Let the head hang, tailbone reaches to the sky. Hands are firmly planted in the ground. Heels reaching towards power through the back legs. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Forward fold. Put your hands to your hips. And with a straight back, we're going to come all the way back up into standing. Excellent, breathe here. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, step the right leg back. High or low lunge. So if you're taking high crescent lunge, hands come up. Finding your balance, your stillness. Breathe here. Exhale. Back to plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Step the right leg up. High lunge or low lunge, planting the back knee. Crescent lunge. Breathe in, look up. Slight back bend. Exhale. Both feet come to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, ragdoll all the way back up. Last time. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, fold. Let's step the left leg back this time. Remember to plant it for a low lunge. Breathe in, power up, crescent lunge. Exhale, frame the foot. Step it back into plank. And exhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left leg forward in between the legs. Breathe in, high lunge. Bring your hands down to heart center. We're going to power up and step both feet together at the top of the mat. Excellent. Breathe here. Step the right leg back, not quite as wide as our lunge, and we're going to find our warrior 2 pose. So in warrior 2, your back heel is planted into the ground. You're looking over the left fingertips. You're stretching your body out. Your hips are facing the top right corner of your mat, and you're breathing here. Inhale, flip your palm up. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Straighten the front leg, coming back down. And we're going to hinge forward, so bring the right hip out. Hinge over and exhale. Bring the hand either to the leg, the inner side leg on the ground, and extend your arms through extended triangle. You can always use a block for support in this position. Just breathe nice and gently in our triangle pose. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, let's go through a vinyasana. So, plank, exhale, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Awesome. Breathe here. Step the right leg forward. Drop the back heel, maybe bring it in a little bit. Inhale, up. And going into our warrior 2 on the other side. So bend in the front knee, knee over top of ankle, looking over the right fingertips, stretching out, breathing into your chest. Feel the opening. Flip the palm, facing up, exhale. Peaceful warrior. Look up to the sky if that's comfortable, or over to the side. Inhale, coming back up, straighten the front leg, and getting ready for triangle. Trikonasana, so bringing the hip back, the left hip back. How far can you reach over? And then slowly just fold into this posture. Extended side angle, so feeling that nice stretch, especially for me in the left hip. Pull that left hip back, trying to align it with the right. Extend the left fingertips high to the sky, feeling the energy flow right from the fingertips down into the ground or wherever you have your right hand right now. Breathe deep. Inhale, strongly come back up. Bend your front knee. Warrior 2. Exhale, frame the foot, step it back into our Chaturanga Asana. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Inhale, we're going to step or float to the top of our mat. Forward fold, release the head nice and low. Inhale, ragdoll up. Starting with the left leg this time, stepping the left leg back into our high lunge. Find strength here. Nice deep breaths. Now, we're going to make our way into half moon. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to slowly bring our weight towards the right foot. We're going to put both hands down into a bit of a standing split. So lifting the left leg nice and high if you can. Bring the forehead down towards the knee. Like my leg, left leg, your leg might not lift too far. That's okay. Now we're going to place the right palm in front of the foot, about a foot, and finding our balance, we're slowly going to pivot, and we're going to come into our half moon. So, left hand extends long. If you lose your balance, that is a-okay. Keeping the right foot facing the front. Maybe you look over to the side. Try and find length in this more challenging posture. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Excellent. Frame the foot above, and we're slowly going to bring ourselves up, powering into Warrior 3. Feeling the heat in the right leg now. Keep a micro bend in the knee. Exhale, hug the left knee into the chest. If you need a break on your right leg, we can just shake it out a bit. Otherwise, our left leg stays in. Find your center point. Going in, bringing it over, so into our tree pose. So your foot comes to your thigh or below the knee. Breathe here. Maybe clasp your hands, bring them up to reach the sky. Maybe a slight yogic smile. Letting go of all the challenges we're faced with in this moment. Having the courage just to move and do this practice. Now, as we exhale, bring your hands down. We're going to take our left leg. We're actually just going to rest it on the right thigh, like we're going into our thread the needle. So in this figure 4 position, we're going to go into our chair pose. Keep your balance as best as you can. And then if it's in your practice, we're going to fold over and just release here in our figure 4 forward fold. Let the head release and breathe. Slowly come back up into that chair pose. And exhale, release. Shake it out. Whew. Other side. So, coming to the top of your mat, stepping the right leg back into our high lunge. Whoa, find your balance. Hands come up overhead. Breathe here in this nice strong crescent lunge, high lunge. Look to make sure you can still see your toes. You're not coming too far forward or too far back. Crown of the head, nice and long, all the way down to the tailbone. Find length. Here we go. So, coming into kind of that forward fold as we kick the right leg up into our standing splits, or a variation of it, like myself. Breathe here. Release the forehead towards the knee. But don't put any pressure to get into a perfect pose. This is more about going and listening to your body, because oftentimes we don't listen to our body and our emotions and what we need to do for ourselves in the moment. Alright, so with the left hand, put it up in front or keep it a bit to the side to help with the balance as we open up the hips, open up the right hand up to the sky. Toes and the right foot are pointed towards the wall. And just breathe here. If you're shaking, that's normal. Try and find stillness. You can always come out of the pose, and you could even be in tabletop with your right arm lifted up as if you're about to thread the needle. Excellent. Slowly coming up into our Warrior 2, just as a transition. Arms long by your side. Exhale. Hug the knee up into the chest. Now again, we're going into that figure 4. So, bring your right leg onto your tree pose. So putting the right sole of the foot to the thigh, hands to heart center. Breathe here. When your mind is not centered as much as you'd like it to be, you often find some of these balancing poses to be a little bit more challenging. Clasp your hands, maybe the other way. Inhale, lift them above your head. Let your tree expand and grow, but stay rooted in your foundation, in your left leg. Take the right leg, putting it into our figure 4, and sinking down into our chair pose. And when you feel ready, folding over, or stay in chair. Release, crown of the head towards the ground. One more deep breath here. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, shake it out. Coming down into our tabletop position. Now for the real nice folds and working with our back, really helping to de-stress. So inhale, bring the head up. Exhale, head comes down. Round the back. Couple couple cat-cows with your own breath. Slowing down, slowing down. Great. All right, we're going to just walk our hands up to our thighs, nice and tall. We're going to come into a camel, so the camel can simply be rounding your shoulders down and back, looking up. It can be this. You can put your thumb and your index finger on the back of the hip. You can press into the hip, lean it a bit forward, look back. Or you can take the final variation with one hand at a time onto your heel, push the hips forward. And if you come out of that nice and slow, for me, I'm staying in this variation where I feel comfortable today. Exhale. As we slowly come out of our camel, we're going to go into puppy pose. So bring the hands to the top of the mat. Just slowly sink the forehead towards the ground. The hips stay up. Feel the stretch in the shoulder. And exhale, slowly spider your hands down. We're coming into our extended child's pose. Hands can be out front or to either side. Whatever feels restful for you right now. If they were at your side, walk them back into extended Balasana. And we're going to slowly inch forward, coming into our Sphinx. So our elbows are on the ground. Our gaze is forward. Nice noble pose here. Exhale, bring the head down. And kind of that push-up position. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale. Extend the hands long behind you, coming into lotus pose. So we're going to inhale. We're going to reach the hands back as we pull the shoulder blades together. Gaze is forward. So you can stay in lotus pose, opening the chest, or you can bring your legs up, grabbing the inner edges, outer edges, and push into bow. But for me today, lotus feels about right. Exhale, come down. Inhale one more time. Exhale, come down. Let's put our hands together and just rest our forehead down, crocodile, taking a little break. Maybe rocking windshield wiper in your heels. Excellent. We're going to push ourselves up into tabletop. Cross your legs, coming into staff pose, Dandasana. And we're going to bring our left leg over a little bit. Tuck your right leg into your left thigh. And we're going to go into head to knee pose. So inhale, lift, nice and high through the back. Exhale, fold forward, maybe bending your knee, but we want to just release into this pose. Melting away any stress, any tension. In this moment, it doesn't matter. In this moment, just focused on your breath, the sensations in your body. Now, coming up slowly, we're going to bring the right elbow down and just lift your hips, stretch that out, and exhale. Come back. Switching it up, right leg extended towards the right side of the mat. Ground through the sit bones. Inhale, reach up, nice tall back. Exhale, fold over. See how far you can go, as far as it's comfortable for you. Maybe bending your knee. Let go of what no longer serves you. Every exhale, sigh or release any of that stress. Inhale, grow tall. Drop the left elbow down. Arm can float around. Lift the hips. Nice counter stretch. Exhale. Now, our last pose actually, is just going to be a seated forward fold. So in our staff pose, find strength and strongness in the back. Lift up. Exhale, fold at the hips as far as you can go. For me, that's not very far. And today, I'm going to get us to bend the knees if we need to really sink into this pose. Spend 5 deep breaths in our forward fold. Sink on every exhale. Melt. I like that, melt into the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt. Inhale back to center. Actually, we're going to take Shavasana. Coming down, breathe here. As we end our practice today, I'll let you go as long as you need on your Shavasana. And it can be a minute, it can be 10 minutes. So just stay here, calm. Thank you for joining me in today's practice. Feel all the tension, or some of the tension melt away. Hopefully it helped even just a little bit. Breathe here. Release. Hands can come to head, heart center. Namaste.